recording. Shall I go down? 1-0.
Fighting games are amazing. One of the main reasons I love them is that winning and losing is all on you. You either outplay your opponent or you don't. You are the one that chose this character and you don't have any teammates to blame and you don't have any moves that doesn't have a countermeasure to it. You are the only one in control and you are the only one who can make your character win. For as long as I can remember, I didn't stick with fighting games for longer than a couple of weeks because of motion inputs. A very simple input like the 236 or a 214 would be really hard for me to do consistently. So basic combos with any character, as you'd expect, will be hell. This is why I played games like Naruto Storm and Granblue vs more, and games like Tekken less. And that's because Naruto and Granblue didn't require the use of motion inputs. But if I wanted to play a game like Guilty Gear competitively, there is no escape from doing these inputs. And the solution for me was not using the controller more, try to adjust my grip or something, it was just using a keyboard. Maybe I'll talk more about why in another video, but simply when I would try to do a 236 for example, my thumb would go a little bit higher and my character would jump. But when I want to do it on a keyboard, I can only do this. So as I decided to play Strife competitively, I wanted to make a video series marking my progress. Thus I'm making this video to kickstart my journey and everyone is welcome to join me. I haven't been involved in the fighting game community, I only watch tournaments from time to time. I don't really follow the scene that much, I have never been to a tournament or played these games competitively at all. But Evo Moment 37 got engraved in my memory just from watching it once, even though I watched it years and years later and I wasn't even there, but the impact carried over to me through that video, at least some of it. And moments like these that have the emotions, the time, the hard work, the experience to take these decisions in a crucial moment, stored in every match. This is why I decided to start playing these games seriously. I want to experience this thrill at least once in my life. So, where do you go when you want to learn anything? That's right, I went to YouTube. I searched for guides, tutorials, tips and tricks, and character-specific guides, and put all of them in a playlist and watched all of them one by one across a week. And I compiled all of them except for the character-specific ones in this sheet. And then I took all of these points and I spread them across 3 levels in this sheet. But before we talk about this one, let's talk about the notes. Also, both of these are available in the description along with a secret template that I'll be talking about at the end of the video. Let's talk about the notes. Here you will find each guide, its title and the creator, and if you press on the creator's name, you will go to the guide's link. Below each guide you will find the simple description about the guide, what it offers to you, and below that you will find the table of points that I wrote from the guide. So this sheet will be updated as more guides come up and as more guides fit this template. Some guides don't really fit this template just because they are character specific or they are just really specific information that you don't really need to have in this type. For the other guides, you should write their notes in your personal notes sheet. So let's talk about the levels sheet, the Road to Celestial Floor. This sheet will be divided into different aspects. So first, the mentality and general notes. These are things that you should keep in mind while you play and practice in general. These are not bound to a specific level or category. Next, the useful links. I will add description to what each link is, but the glossary is the fighting game glossary that has the definition of every term in every fighting game. Next is the dust loop, which is the wiki for Guilty Gear in general. You will find here frame data and hitboxes and stuff like that. And lastly, there will be the guides playlist, and this is just a playlist for the general guides of Guilty Gear Strive that I found on YouTube. So next, let's talk about the levels. Each level is split into 3 categories: practice, acquirable knowledge, and general knowledge. The practice category is simple. These are things that you should do in training or in matches, and you should practice them often till they become second nature to you. For the acquirable knowledge, these are things that just need a little bit of testing. They don't really require muscle memory. And lastly, the general knowledge. These are things that you should just keep in mind. They don't really require testing or muscle memory most of the time. For the levels themselves, these should be tailored to your preference. You can drag and drop any points from any level to any level. You can delete points, you can add points, you can even spread these points across more levels, and you should sort them in a way that forces you to complete at least the practice category before you jump into the next level. So this way you can measure your progress, so you can see yourself level up as you grow more and more. And lastly, for the personal notes sheet, this is the last sheet and it's the most important one. You should take notes while you play most of the time to know your weaknesses, your strengths, and how you can improve yourself, and how you can improve against each and every character. That's why I included this here. And include this table here, which you can write in your bad habits and your good habits, and the good habits you want to replace the bad habits with, and how you want to replace them. And you should really use this more with the levels sheets. So lastly, I will be updating these sheets over time and over the next videos. And while this video uploads, I will be already working on the level 1 and how I'm gonna practice level 1. Any edits that I will do to these sheets, you will see in the links in the description. They will update in real time, so don't worry about that. Just make sure to subscribe to know when that happens. And after a week, 2 weeks, and a month from now, I will be reviewing these sheets, and specifically the personal notes sheets. I will be reviewing my personal sheets and seeing, and I will be explaining how I improved through the past days since I started using this method. And I'll be updating this method as I go. And thank you for watching. Maze. Mimi, wanna say hi to the people who stuck to the end? Hmm? 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 Looking so surprised right now for some reason.